places we have been. From barbecue to watching Nickelodeon. So come along for a real life adventure. Celebrate the 80s, 90s pop culture. Yeah, it's Friday night. It's time to go live with the real life friends by our side. So have a drink or two and talk about cartoons. Well, here's a toast to you, real life crew. The real life crew. Here's a toast to you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Real Live Perspective Show. How is everybody doing this fine Friday evening? So it is 6:47 p.m. Central Time, and it is December 29th, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody has had a fantastic week. We have got a fun night planned ahead tonight, featuring our special guest for tonight, and we're going to go ahead and bring him on. Let's go ahead. He's a first-timer of the Real Life crew, so welcome to the Real Life Perspective Show. From the Legacy of Nerd show, Mr. Daniel himself.
What's up, man? How you been? How you doing?
I'm doing well, my friend. Thank you so much for coming on my show tonight, man.
Oh, of course, man.
How are you?
I am recovering. I've been sick on my vacation, so yeah, it's been kind of annoying, but yeah, I'm doing better today. So, but had a good Christmas. Going to have a good New Year's. I'm gonna start off the year right.
Right on, man. Yeah, I see that. I see you got all kinds of fun stuff hopping and getting ready for 2024 up in there. So right on, dude. So first thing we do on the show, man, is I'm gonna go ahead and we're going to check out what's happening in the box office for this week. So let's take a look at just the top 5 for the weekend of December 22nd through the 24th. Rocking at number 5 is Solar. Is that how you pronounce that? What do you think? What do you think? You think
Solar,
you pronounce it?
probably. I don't know. I have no clue. I don't even know it was in the movie.
Yeah, me either. You know what's funny is I really assumed to see what was it, Godzilla or -1 up on this top 5 at least.
Yeah,
you know,
I've been trying to get there myself to see that movie, but I haven't been able to do it so far.
I heard it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 4, we got Anyone But You. Okay. And then number 3, we got the Migration. Number 2, Wonka. I heard it's pretty good. And then number 1 is Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which is surprising to me, but right on. Cool. And then switching over to Twitch for the most watched games on Twitch for this past 7 days, we've got number 5 at Escape from Tarkov, number 4, Fortnite, number 3, League of Legends, and number 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, and finally number 1, Just Chatting. And which is fitting because I know you're new to the Real Life Perspective Show, so over on my Twitch channel, we stream a lot of movies and a lot of TV, retro TV shows and things like that because, you know, obviously you can't do that here. So that's why I kind of push for, you know, I showcase Twitch on there to give them a little bit of props because, you know, if you haven't, you should see Nightbot should pop out my Twitch link here in a little bit. Make sure you guys go and follow that. Right on, man. So really quick, let's hop into this chat. We already got some people popping up in here. I want to make sure we don't get too behind on those things. But those were the most watch of the Twitch and the top box office of the previous weekend. So coming in at number 1, we've got Sunflowers making it the number 1 comment here. She says, howdy. I was responding back to her little pre-show chat there. Let's get ready. Starting in 15 minutes. Demoose in the house. How you doing? Thanks for being here. Saying good evening to everybody. Nightbot saying hello. Demoose chatting it up with their real meat stick in the house. And a hello, nurse. All right. We know that. We all know. You know where that's from, obviously, right? That would be the Animaniacs. That's where I'm assuming he's
good point.
That's where I'm assuming. I'm sure it's an older. It could be from a lot of places, but something tells me he's ringing it out from there. Real meat stick. Let's see. Sunflower chatting up with the moose a little bit there. Welcome to join the panel. Here's the link. I finally figured out how to pin that link at the top there last minute on the second try there.
Yeah.
So if anybody's out there is interested, we have a total of 6 people that could pop on the on my frugal version of StreamYard, I'll just say. General Kenobi's bunker in the house. Hello, sir. I reached out. So he's part of your crew, man. I reached out to him and gave him some props and checked out his content as well and invited him to the show. He mentioned that he's out of town at the moment.
He's in Mexico, man. Like
he's in where?
He's in Mexico.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little far away.
Up, man.
Yeah, right on, man. Mexico. Well, we're glad to have you. Thanks for popping on here, General Kenobi's bunker. Let's see. Sunflowers. I love the Pee-wee figure and chair you have. Thank you very much, Sunflowers. Yeah, he's up there keeping me company. It's so funny. I can't say I've had him for a long time. After Paul Rubens' passing, I just kind of picked him up as, I jumped on the bandwagon and picked up some memorabilia. And we actually used him in... if you go back and check out, a buddy of mine, we did this project called the Real Barbecue Adventures. He's from the barbecue community, and we did this Halloween special where, he makes a cameo in there, I'll just say. And so if you haven't checked it out, it's a really fun episode, man. We go out to Bastrop. You ever been to the gas station out in Bastrop?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Oh, it's worth a trip. It's worth a trip, especially if you're during the Halloween-y times. All that good stuff.
Because you're in Austin, you said, right?
Yeah, I'm in Austin. Yeah. So you're over in San Antonio. Yep. Is that accurate? Yep. Right on. Yep. Right, yeah, we're neighbors.
Yeah.
Real meat stick coming in with there's a Tommy the White Power Ranger mask behind him. Oh, yep, he's already sponsored. So I got some things, because I know you are quite the guru of the Power Rangers crew and all that good stuff. So we'll get into all that here in a little bit. Yeah, good spot, Real Meat Stick. Hi, Daniel says sunflowers. Who we got? We got sunflowers again. Who we got here? Somebody else new. Wanda Santana. Thank you for joining the Real Life Perspective show tonight. Is that? Oh, yep. Part of your crew there. Hello, Daniel. Yep. Cool. Well, we're glad. Thank you for bringing on some of your crew here, man. I really appreciate that. I'm glad they're here. Who else we got? Yep. Good. Hey, good morning. Legacy in there. There you go. Okay, there you go. Chatting it up with some of the crew there. I see you. All right, General Kenobi, Wanda. Yep, there you go. That's what it's all about in the chat, as we all know. Conversations with conversations. Hi, Nightbot. Let's see. General Kenobi. Oh, here we go. I find Nickelodeon shows much better than Cartoon Network. And this is a big controversy because I've talked to it's so funny that whenever you have conversations with people about this stuff, you just have it's been, for the people that I've talked to, it's been 75%, I would say, Nickelodeon versus Cartoon Network.
It's just different. I mean, it's just a different kind of cartoon also. You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, for sure. It really is. I guess when growing up, Cartoon Network was some kind of a extra premium channel because we never had that. We had Nickelodeon, but we didn't have Cartoon Network growing up.
I think I had it when I was like maybe starting 10 years old.
Yeah.
But it was only like Scooby-Doo and like some of the older stuff for a long time. And then like they got Johnny Bravo. Well, yeah, Johnny Bravo. And then they got
Johnny Bravo.
I'm trying to think what else they had on there.
I like Powerpuff Girls, right? Yeah, Samurai Jack.
Powerpuff Girls, yeah. And I think where they excelled is the Toonami. it was where that was
Oh yeah.
that block they did on Saturday, where you watched all the newest stuff. But I mean, they had Dragon Ball Z for the longest time. That was on Cartoon Network. So yeah,
Yeah.
and General Kenobi says Dexter's Laboratory, which was a big one too.
And speaking of DBZ, you want somebody who can tell you all about it, which I watched a little bit of it, but this guy here, he's sitting in the Batcave right now. We're going to go ahead and bring him on. My brother from the same mother, he says the Chad, welcome to the Real Life Perspective Show, sir.
What's up?
Howdy, baby brother.
That's my big brother. That's my big brother coming in and hanging out with us tonight. Yeah, he was just talking about DBZ up in there, man. You know everything there is to know about DBZ. I don't.
No, I don't.
I don't. I watched Dragon Ball Z, and then I watched part of GT, and I didn't really like it. And then
Here.
I just found out kind of like a couple years ago they were doing Super, and I was just so far gone with it. Like, they were so much into it that I was like, I didn't even try. So,
Yeah.
but some of the art that I've seen and some of that stuff is pretty cool. I did hear that
It's awesome. It's all anime and stuff. I remember, was it Dr. Hercules was Mr. Satan or something like that? They changed it up for the American audience and stuff like that.
I'm just I heard they powered up Gohan again, so I was happy about that, hearing that. So, because he kind of he was supposed to be like taking over, and they really hyped him up in the Cell Saga, and then he kind of became a joke. So
yeah. After Dragon Ball Z, and was it Cell was the last guy on there?
Majin Buu.
Remember.
That was Majin Buu.
Yeah. After that, that was it for me. And I remember me and my college roommate, we used to get really into it. We went to the video store, bought the rented the VHS tapes, like 2-3 at a time. They had 2 or 3 episodes on them each. The problem is, it's like a soap opera. There's very little that goes on in each episode. It's mostly just fighting, and 2 minutes have passed, for the rest of the crew. So it's like,
a lot of staring down. What is going to happen?
Those intense stares, right?
6 VHS tapes of
staring,
just fighting. And
have y'all seen Clerks 2?
Yeah.
Where the guy is ranting, Randall is ranting about Lord of the Rings. He's like, all they do is walk in those movies.
Yeah.
The first movie, we're walking. Second movie, more walking. Third movie, we walk. Okay, and walk away.
Is it? Why couldn't they just take the Eagles? Just fly on the Eagles. Yeah,
right?
for sure, man. Meat Stick in the house, giving you some props on your level 2. Has a full Voltron section over there, looking on your background there. I'm guessing, is that right? Is that what we're seeing?
Oh no, that's the original Megazord. And then it's technically the ultimate Ultrazord, but I can't fit the Titanus in there. And
okay.
I got a second Dragon Zord on accident, and then I did the Dragon Zord in fighting mode that way. So
right
yeah,
on.
they're very. I mean, I can see why people say Voltron, but yeah, no, it's Power Rangers for sure.
Yeah. Another newbie tonight, Mr. Josh Otubre, saying hello to Wanda. I guess is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Otubre. Josh Otubre.
I can't remember. I'm gonna feel bad.
We're happy to have you, man. Thanks for coming out tonight, man. Nightbite saying hi to you. Let's see. General Kenobi's bunker says Daniel is our San Antonio resident Power Rangers expert, but also expanding to Legend of the White Dragon. He's good friends with Bat in the Sun. You'll have to educate me. I'm not sure who is Bat in the Sun. I did see your video, the thumbnail on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so Bat in the Sun is one of the first YouTube channels, actually. And he does big fantasy matchups. What he was really well known for was Wolverine versus Predator. He did that 10 years ago, live action, fully funds them and stuff like that. But in my perspective, what he's popular for, he was really good friends with Jason David Frank, the original Green Ranger. And he did, Green Ranger versus Scorpion, or Green Ranger versus Ryu, and White Ranger versus Scorpion. But the big thing
Oh yeah, I
he's
remember
working
that.
on lately is he's the director, and he also stars in Legend of the White Dragon, which is going to be Jason David Frank's last film that's coming out next year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty big in the YouTube community. Is like, I don't know, how was it, like 5 million subscribers?
Oh my.
Yeah, I mean and he's making a movie right now, and yeah. So he messaged me one day, and if you, I guess if you're a Power Ranger, you're in the Power Rangers community, you absolutely know who Bat in the Sun is, and really, like, he very expands, but because of his friendship with Jason David Frank, and yeah, so when he kind of messaged me, it was kind of crazy. So he does a lot of very cool stuff.
Cool. So I remember that video of the white Ranger versus who was the Scorpion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. So he directed that?
Yeah, he makes them. Like he used to. Well, so before, it used to come all out of his pocket, and those early stuff, he used to come out, and he would get the best choreographers, the fight choreographers. He would get custom costumes made for all of them. He would do,
Wow.
Write the script, and then he starred in a lot of them. So he was like Nightwing in some of them. He was Joker in a lot of them too.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, he does a really good Joker. So, but he's really, really cool. He's a really nice guy. Really, considering how successful he is, he's a very, real person, very grounded, nice person. So I've been very fortunate in my YouTube career to have made friends with the Frank family and people around the Frank family. So he was kind of becoming a mutual, which was kind of cool to say. So yeah, I got to talk to him. He came on the show, and it was all that. He actually showed me. I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Oh, okay. Well, but isn't that nice? Isn't that nice to meet people that they're kind of your heroes, people that you're well aware of, and they're just really nice, cool people, down to earth, like you said, just like you said. And it's just such a relief to know that. Okay, cool, man. It's nice to know that there's people in the biz that are approachable and that are just really cool and laid back. Yeah, which is nice. That's awesome. So for everybody on my channel that doesn't know, I know General Kenobi's Bunker just gave you a little bit of a brief bio, but tell everybody else about what all you do with. I know you got your YouTube and you got your Instagram. You got quite a few followers over on Instagram, man. And so tell us, just give everybody a brief rundown. I'm just gonna kind of skim through some of your YouTube and Instagram stuff.
Well, honestly, I started off as a toy hunter. I used to, collect multiple lines: Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black, a little bit of Star Wars Black Series, and of course Power Rangers. And about a month into starting my channel, I found out I was having a baby. So toy hunting was no longer an option. So I had to whittle down. But I've been covering Power Rangers almost exclusively since January 2022. The thing that I started doing very differently, is I started going to the cons and asking the Rangers for interviews. So whether it be the Power Rangers in Space cast is what I started off with. I got to interview Austin St. John. I've got to interview Walter Jones. I've got to interview just probably like 20 Rangers by now. I mean, of course, there's like 120 of them. But I'm starting to get a good fraction of them, and I started doing that. And I would cover, the Lightning Collection news. I would cover leaks if I got them. Sometimes I would get some leaks. I would cover news about the show Cosmic Fury that was coming out. Once and Always, I was covering that. Now, with everything kind of done with Power Rangers, it seems for the meantime, I am focusing on whatever news that comes out, obviously, but I am getting more into being a guest at cons and presenting and hosting panels and stuff like that, which I will be doing starting. Well, I've already started doing that last year or this year, but I'll be doing that more next year as well. So I'm working a lot with some San Antonio promoters, some New Braunfels promoters, and it's gonna be crazy. So. Not only that, I'm affiliated with the local media group here in San Antonio. I am part of the Countdown City Geeks, and we have a lot of access to, early screenings of movies like weeks before they come out, or like Apple TV show. Like we got Monarch like a month early, and we get to review all those things and interview sometimes in press junkets and stuff like that. And the biggest, like, I think the biggest perk of being part of the Countdown City of Geeks is we are, I guess how do you say it? Not the exclusive, but the big media team that's been doing the Superhero Comic-Con and Card Show here in San Antonio. So
media access.
Yeah, we host the panels there as well. So yeah, we do a lot of San Antonio events, and the outlying area of events.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So you were at the last. Obviously, it sounds like you were at the last superhero comic book show, or I mean,
Superhero Comic-Con and Car Show. Yeah,
it's a lot. Yeah, the Thomas J.
one.
Henry. Yeah, it is a long one.
Yeah.
That was my first time going there, man.
Yeah, it's big, dude. We are fortunate enough to have the owner of the con on. We're friends with them, so
cool.
We get to go do cool stuff. So
that's really cool, man.
We had a booth this last year, which was a big thing, and I got to meet a lot of people and kind of expand my brand while my boss was on there talking to Ming Na Wen and Katie Sackhoff and Tony Parker. So
nice, dude.
And he was letting me, like, when they go backstage, I got to go hang out with them for like a couple minutes. So it was pretty cool.
That's so fun, man.
Yeah.
That is so cool, dude. That is so cool. Good for you, man. Good on you. I just, how I found you, I was just on Instagram and I saw an Instagram live pop up, and I guess you were broadcasting across multiple platforms.
Oh yeah, that new feature. Yeah.
Yes, isn't that cool? That's cool. As one of these days when I can afford it, I'll hop on that for sure. And I just I was like, oh, that's just cool, man. And then I jumped over to your YouTube and started chatting it up on there with you guys, and I just liked that it was just real fun conversations, and you guys were just talking about Power Rangers, and that's kind of my jam, and obviously. All kinds of pop culture. I'm not as much I'm not a guru like you are. I knew the OG Power Rangers, and that's about it. I did. Go ahead.
No, I would say that's a lot of the audience.
Okay.
And that's great. And what I hoped is to bring those people in and re-engage them. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
that's the goal of the channel. But and to grow the community. And whether you like the originals or you like the newer stuff. I have a lot of people that follow me that started watching Power Rangers in 2010. Like, that was their first season. And that's clearly not Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, So that's the thing about the Power Rangers brand. It's been around 30 years. So there's multiple generations of Power Rangers fans that started at different points.
And hats off to you for educating yourself on all the multiple ones that have come across the board along the way, so that can't be easy. There's so much research to do on all that stuff. So good on you, man. Good on you. So one of the things we do on the show is we like to do a little bit of movie trivia before we get into the topic here, obviously. So get your favorite Nickelodeon shows ready, obviously, but I even tossed in some Power Rangers trivia here for you. I know these will be, you're going to knock these out of the park.
Watch, I'm not going to know any of them. Watch it.
well, it's funny because the first one, I don't even know. I remember, but I couldn't think of his name, but we'll get to that one here shortly. But ladies and gentlemen, for the first movie trivia question of the night, we have, what year does Marty, Doc, and Jennifer travel back to in Back to the Future 2? What is the year that they travel to in Back to the Future Part 2? If you know the answer, toss it in the chats and toss it in the comments. Yeah, we don't say it out loud. We just toss it in the comments. Yeah.
And I'm getting confused because, like, travel back to or travel to?
Yeah, exactly.
Travel back to from, or
exactly.
Those are all questions.
Where do they? We'll just say where do they travel? Where do they travel to in Back to the Future 2? We'll just say that. So there you go. There's the first question. And
from
now,
when?
That's the question. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, everybody. Okay, what year was it supposed to be? Where they went to in the future? We'll just go with that. Okay.
Is it in the future or in the past? We go to both.
Now, which verse was it? Was it timeline A, timeline B?
Yeah.
Well, because we know
Marvel multiverse.
Yeah.
Junkie.
Oh, you're right.
Is he
Golly.
Doc did that whole line thing.
That's right. He goes, this is the alternate universe. Yeah. If you joined us on our stream last Friday night or the previous Friday, we watched Back to the Future 2. So it's probably, I know Chad was there, so it's fresh on his mind. But another thing we like to do on this show, ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday night. It's time to unwind, ladies and gentlemen. So what I'm going to do is grab my Pizza Planet Igloo cooler here, and I'm going to bust out a brewski because I haven't had one all night. I've been running around trying to get the cedar fever down and all that fun stuff. And not only that, but what we feature on this show is called, from the 80s, we call this the Boglin Beer Cam, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to the Boglin Beer Cam. Do you know what Boglins are, Daniel?
Don't. I've never seen that before.
So this is an 80s thing. So these were 80s puppets. Anybody out there in the chat, if you remember these things, let us know in the chat. And tonight we are drinking a Twisted X Brewery McConaughey's. It's basically the I call it the $5 cheaper version of electric jellyfish is what I call it, so it's really good. It's very nice, but I'm also going to be drinking it out of this 1980s Showbiz pizza mug with featuring Billy Bob. If anybody out there remembers Showbiz Pizza, let us know. So let's get this thing cracking. Let's get this part.
I have a friend that was in a movie with Matthew McConaughey.
Really?
Yeah, I was dazed and confused.
Oh, really? What character was he?
He was the pitcher. Or no, he was a catcher for one of the three kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the blonde kid?
No.
He was the dark-haired kid, brown-haired. Yeah, I remember him.
He was blonde.
No, yeah, the other kid.
Yeah. So he was in that movie with them and Ben Affleck and that whole entire incredible cast.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah. That's cool. That's really awesome. So we're going to let that settle for just a second. Let's get back into this chat for a second here. Where did we leave off? Daniel. Yep, you're going to be at the world premiere. That's pretty exciting, man. You excited about that?
That's a possibility. We'll see. We'll see how it works out.
Kablam. What is Kablam? Remind me of what Kablam is. I guess we're hopping right into the topic.
I remember Kablam. It was like a variety show on Nickelodeon.
Was it? I'm gonna Google that real quick and let's pull that sucker up.
It was like I want to say it was like a skit show.
Kablam. Oh, you know what?
Remember this.
As soon as I see it, I bet you will hop. Oh, it looks like a cartoon show. Cartoon series here.
I remember there was like segments though.
You're right, and it's got the action lead. Let's check here. Here's what I'm seeing here. This is what Google is telling me. I see this image, this action team from time to time. I think it was. Oh, here you go. Here's like a few of them. You got Action League now, and I don't know what these guys are. I think this might have been a little bit after my time. What
I don't even think I don't think it lasted that long either.
Yeah. I see these action figures.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Wow, that's a deep pool.
Yeah, that is deep because I don't recall that one. But we got some people in the house talking about it. We've got oh man, Kablam was so good. Josh up in the house saying, I've watched all of the Legacy of Nerd videos on all of his stuff and that he's got out there. LOL. Took me a while, but definitely interesting to see how he started and where he's at now. Oh, speaking of how you got started. So how long have you been content creating on your channel?
I started in May of 2022. Yeah, May of 2022. So January 2023 is when I started like interviewing Rain. Yeah. So I've had
wow.
Yeah, so I had put out like one or two videos. Like I did a how-to video, like how to prepare sun damaged toys with hydrogen peroxide. And like that was like my only video for like 6 months. And then
that's cool.
I did a review before that, but I was trying to figure out how to do camera work to do the hydrogen peroxide video, and it was so stressful. I remember thinking this was so hard, and so maybe I had 3 videos up until May, and then May I was like, I'm gonna do this. Like I'm gonna be a toy hunter because like that's what I want to do. And I watch all these toy hunters. I collect toys. Like I do all the same stuff. And then I started toy hunting, and then like that had to change like almost instantly. So, I toy hunted up until like I remember that Christmas, and that was it. And January 2023 is when I was like, I'm just gonna do strictly Power Rangers, do Power Rangers news and reviews and interviews. So that's what I was gonna work on.
And that was my next question is why Power Rangers? Why so passionate and so focused on Power Rangers for the majority of your content?
So the funny thing is, like you said earlier, like, you know, I've done all that research. I really haven't. I just watched for 30 years. Like, like that's what it was. Like, I mean, there's a couple of seasons that I missed out on. And I've gone back and rewatched them, but most of the I probably watched out of the 30 years, I've probably watched like 25 of the seasons. So, and then on the other 5 seasons, I'm either in the middle of them or I completed them. So, it's just something like when I was a kid, like I was really part of that demographic. I was really into that hype. I remember it was like the biggest thing in the world for me. And even my dad was like super supportive of it. So my dad was a big Godzilla fan, like when I was younger. And before that, obviously, when he was younger. So when he saw me watching Dragon Zord, he's like, "Hey, that's Godzilla. That's cool. He likes the same stuff." You know what I mean? Like, He was like, "Okay." So like, and I remember watching Godzilla with him, like the old ones, the old Toho ones, and even like some of the weird ones, like the Son of Godzilla, which was like a little guy in a lizard suit, which was like they're all guys in lizard suits, but there was like a child with them all the time. So there was
the original Godzilla suit guy just recently passed away.
I saw that, yeah, and it's just really because I'm trying to go see Godzilla -1. I just don't have. I have a baby now, good, so like I don't have time.
I was never a big Godzilla fan, but I'd pop it on here and there. If it was on, I just couldn't get past the subtitles. I hate reading.
Yeah.
So, but this. It's more of a human story. It's really good.
I've been very like not trying to watch very much of clips or trailers or
don't.
Yeah, so I think hopefully even if it gets like on Amazon to buy or rent, I'll probably just do that. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
everyone says it's really like a good theater experience. It's just really hard to get to the theater with the little one. So, we just tried to figure out how to go Saturday to go see. We're going to see Wonka, and that's not going to work out. So, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think you got till Sunday, then it's gone. There's a.
I heard they
have some rights issues because that other Godzilla's coming out this year, and they don't want to confuse and all this stuff. So.
Yeah. And even those, I like those movies too.
Great movie. So.
And I haven't, what I've seen is a lot of the dub stuff. Like, I don't, I struggle with subtitles too. But I want to see this. Like, I heard it's like really good. It kind of changes the game.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It takes the time to develop the characters. It doesn't tell, it shows. And then by the end, you're in love with these characters.
Yeah.
I mean, and Godzilla he's a force of nature. He's not just this weird entity trying to protect mankind. No, he's dangerous. He's gonna kill you.
Yeah, so. I like both aspects, like monster and protector. I think I can watch 2 different versions and be totally happy with it. So
yeah, because he was right. Godzilla. Wait, what was it? Kong or Godzilla? That was the hero, and I guess he was kind of the protector in the last ones, right? And it was like I guess go ahead.
Balance. I think it's more the American one's more about he keeps the balance is what it's about. Yeah. So it's not really he's good or bad. He's like for Earth, like
he's
Earth.
Necessary.
Yeah. With what's her name from Stranger Things?
Yeah. She was okay. I think that aspect of okay was in the second movie, but the Kong versus Godzilla movie, I think you could have done without that whole part of it. But
definitely.
I mean, I've been watching the Monarch show, and it's so good. Like, I'm enjoying it so much.
I got really, really kind of okay, it's like, okay, I think I'm done. You know, I got me my Kurt Russell fix, and then
Yeah.
I can go back and watch Big Trouble in Little China or Hateful Eight. You know, whatever.
Escape from LA.
Yo, I just Halloween was recent. I watched The Thing again. Oh, that is just such a creepy movie.
I don't think I've ever watched The Thing.
Do it.
I don't think I've ever watched the whole thing.
Wait, what's Monarch? What are y'all talking about?
It's a show on Apple.
Yeah, it's the in-universe. So they made a universe out of Godzilla. So like, you know, Kong's a part of it, and they're gonna have like Rodan, or they've already had like Rodan, Mothra, Ghidorah, and all that stuff. But they're making it like a whole universe. So Monarch, the TV show, which is on Apple Plus or Apple TV Plus, whatever it's called, happens within that universe of the movies as well. So they've been setting it up like from the first Godzilla movie, basically, and then they did Skull Island, which is a Kong movie. But you kind of
movie.
You didn't realize that they were connected, even though like it was kind of like Iron Man and Shield. Like you didn't realize they were connected until the
not till Godzilla,
and then you're like, oh shit, like oh crap, like they're gonna fight each other or something like that. Like what's going on here?
Yeah, that was one with Sam Jackson, right?
Yeah, and Loki and Hiddleston.
Yeah, I like that dude. I like Tom, but golly, that movie, I did not like Skull Island. I was like just laughing the whole time, going, "Oh, this is hysterical." You know, when he's just like, what did he say right before he smashed him or whatever? Sam Jackson, he was getting ready
to try to get his obligatory MFer. You know?
Yeah, he was trying to get that in there. Yeah. Oh, it's so cheeseball, man. It's so. But I like Tom Hiddleston. Yeah. I hear Loki was actually a really good show of most of the Disney Plus series.
Season 2 was really good. Season 1 was kind of hard for me, but like Season 2 was really good.
Yeah. I try to go back and rewatch Season 1. Like I think I'm with you. I think Season 1 is very challenging to get through there. I
just don't like what they're doing to the classic Marvel characters. I mean, they're killing them off. They're making them weak. They're putting in, better characters in their place, and it's not something for kids to look up to, especially the kids that you want watching this stuff, So
I think the Chadwick Boseman death really messed up their plans like really bad, and they basically this whole phase or whole saga is sort of wasted because they couldn't pivot as well as they wanted to.
But they were already on their way. I mean, even with Loki, they had to put in female Loki, who was supposed to be female Loki, not this Sylvie character, and she's not the same personality from the comics and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it just doesn't match. It matches 2023 standards, but I'm just not the biggest fan. So
I don't mind Sylvie, but I really don't see her as like a Loki variant. You know what I mean? Like I just see her as Sylvie. I don't see her as. But I see what you're saying. I mean, in Season 1, I think she had an interesting aspect to her, but the whole kind of "go f yourself" line came kind of weird.
Yeah.
But
Season 2, it just undid everything that they did in Season 1.
What I really thought was really cool, and I was hoping that it kind of set up for the future phases, is when Loki goes to the TVA, right? That first episode, and like he sees the Tesseract, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's the Tesseract!" And then the guy, like that nerdy guy, is just like throwing it around and everything. He's like, "Oh my god," He's like, "What, these things? Oh, we got these things everywhere." And he throws them in his desk, and he opens the drawer, and it's all the
in-universe powers don't work. And
it's all the stones, and they mean nothing anymore. Like
that's what they built the whole.
Just got done with Endgame, all this sacrifice and everything, and it means nothing. It kind of craps in the face of 11 years of what you just watched,
which were fantastic. Every one of those movies were amazing.
What I thought at that time was like, what we're going to be dealing with now is just so much more monumental than that. And then it just kind of, I think they just lost their plan. You know what I mean? So There doesn't seem to be a plan right now.
There is not. I don't believe so.
And
I think they're doubling down on whatever they're going for, and that's why Disney has lost almost $2 billion in the past couple of years. They ruined Star Wars, in my opinion, and
Ahsoka was good. I enjoyed Ahsoka.
I wasn't.
Mandalorian was good.
It was hard to watch. First two of Mandalorian were fine, but season three they crapped the bed.
Yeah.
And what was Book of Boba Fett? God dog it. What's his name? Robert Rodriguez. Give these people good scripts. Don't cast them and say do this. Let them write their own stuff. Let them direct. And that's apparently what they're doing. So I'm not the fan of Disney right now.
Yeah, that's a big conversation right there. I mean, there's so many loopholes, so many multiverses you could go down. But speaking of multiverses,
not dissing to you if you like it.
Movie trivia question number 2, ladies and gentlemen, for the night. We've got, what was the name of the pet llama in Napoleon Dynamite? If you know the answer, toss it in the comments and toss it in the chat. What was the name of the pet llama in Napoleon Dynamite, folks? Wow. All right. Did you guys like Napoleon Dynamite?
I liked it. I've seen it multiple times, but I can't think of the llama's name.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I just quoted the movie the other day. No.
It's great. Solid. It still holds up. If you know, toss it in the comments.
When I was a kid, I used to work at the theaters. And so.
Look, Sean.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Little Spike. Sean got me this for Christmas. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
He got an 80s Christmas for me this year. Yeah. Let's see. We got some people popping in the chat. Let's see. Oh my gosh. I got to back it up here. They're all. Let's see. Now that Kang is out in the future of MCU, Loki should be the main villain going forward. Oh yeah, Kang is out. That dude is out. Jonathan Majors, no longer a part of the universe. He's been flushed. We'll just say.
What I hear is they're going to recast him, which, in my opinion, I think it's a bad idea. But I think just everything needs to just stop.
Well, if they're
stop, rethink this stuff.
If they're going to go with their trend, they might as well just recast him with a female, like what they do with Black Panther. Poor Chadwick, man. I wish, if a Spider-Man guy dies, in real life, they just recast him with another actor. You know what I mean? They don't gender change him. I really wish they would have just recasted Chadwick in the Black Panther movies. That's just my
that one. That one's interesting because at that time they were a month away from production. When he died, they were going back in a month to film the movie that he was supposed to be in. So they didn't have time. They were like, you need to do something. And obviously, we know his sister was Black Panther in the comics. We're going to do something with that, I guess.
Oh, was she? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was the Black Panther in the comics when he I think he disappeared.
Okay, so it wasn't 100% off far-fetched then.
Yeah,
well, that makes a little sense then. I mean,
so I think that one was, and they were actually getting ready to fire that actress because she was saying
controversial takes on.
Yeah, she was telling people that
shots that you're supposed to take.
Yeah, but she was also telling people to take that cow medicine and stuff, which was not good. So she was saying a lot of stuff, but so basically, I think they kicked her off of social media. They started filming, or they rewrote it. They started filming. Apparently, no one liked working with her. Not only her comments or everything, but she's a pain in the butt in real life too. So if you guys saw, I don't want to spoil Black Panther if you didn't see it, but there's a scene at the end that kind of sets it up for someone else to take the mantle, and it's very clear she doesn't want it. So in the movie,
right?
Yeah, I think that was just, we have to pivot. You know what I mean? And I think because I don't know if you guys know, but in the second iteration of the Avengers, Black Panther is the one that takes over. Mm-hmm. So they were getting ready to center this whole universe around Black Panther and Spider-Man, and it just didn't work. And then all the issues happened with Spider-Man and the rights to that, because those are still not really resolved. They just put a Band-Aid on it too.
They own, they own 25% of Spider-Man, which doesn't make any sense. So now Sony's like, no, we're keeping this deal. So,
oh my, didn't know that.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2,
that's
1.
why all the Spider-Man movies are Sony.
Yeah.
They lend them to Disney for Avengers movies. So.
We got Trumpet Master 77 Barbecue in the house. Welcome, sir.
What's up, man?
Josh, he loved WandaVision. That was the first one after Endgame, wasn't it?
Yep.
You know, that was pretty fun. That was a pretty fun one. I enjoyed that one. I think the Halloween episode was my favorite because I think the kids were dressed up in the costumes of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, right?
Yep.
I think that's what I remember mostly about it.
Did you get to meet Elizabeth Olsen at Superhero?
Say that again?
Did you get to meet Elizabeth Olsen at Superhero Comic-Con?
Dude, no. So so my approach to those people were on such lockdown, you know, that you couldn't even see them in the celebrity area, right?
Yeah.
It was just they were behind.
Yeah.
And even just to get into the line to get behind the curtain, you had to go pay for a ticket to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm a frugal kind of guy. I'm one of those paparazzi kind of guys to try to roll up on them. Hey, what are you up to today? Kind of thing. You know, just to kind of, hey, I don't know. I just don't have a thing with paying. I can't afford. I'll just say I'm frugal and can't afford to pay $60 or $200 just to get a quick little. Hey, because you know what I mean. But no, I did not get a chance to see it. I did hear some drama with Brie Larson there, though. I heard, I heard she stood up a lot of fans. One of the workers at the front desk was telling me, she goes, yeah, she showed up late and then she left early and left a whole bunch of people hanging and that bought tickets and stuff, and she didn't even stay or anything. And I don't know. Did you hear anything? Did you see anything where you were there with Brie?
Superhero Comic-Con car show will be this year at the.
Okay, yeah. Well, we all know. I follow these people, Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic and all those kind of guys, and they kind of keep us in the know-how of all all the drama and all that kind of stuff with the actresses and actors and all that kind of fun stuff. So she's one of the ones that's on the blacklisted. We'll just say for them yeah. So. Anyways, no, I had a good time. I'm actually going to be releasing a real life adventure video sometime in 2024, early, probably February or March. The video's complete, ready to go. Just need to release it, man. And so, just kind of walking around, doing some toy hunting, kind of like what you do. You know, what you start off to do. Obviously you're still toy hunting every now and again?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, I order most of my stuff now, almost all my stuff. And it kind of, even the way the market kind of became, like it was more, it was easier and more, you were going to get your product if you pre-ordered. So I just mostly do pre-orders.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, there's certain things that I toy hunt from time to time, but like there's going to be a new line with McFarlane and Power Rangers that's going to be coming out. So that one I'm going to have to toy hunt for, but I've really calmed down, and I've almost like don't have the courage to film like that in public anymore. So.
Oh, what toy hunting wise?
Yeah, like I feel like I'm in the way and stuff like that. And before, I don't think I just cared, and now like I have to build that up again if I were to do that in public. I do it like every now and then. Like you'll see me like have a short or a TikTok like at Ross or something like that. I'll like look what I found, or at Five Below. But as far as like the Target, like going to Target, filming, Walmart hunting, all that stuff, I really don't do a lot of that anymore. I've thought about it, and I really should, especially if all the Ross toy hunts people are just like doing so well on YouTube.
So speaking of toy hunting, is General Kenobi over there in San Antonio with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So he released a toy hunting thing recently where he was at I think he was at Target and he was at Ross. And
yes, what he has a little cool camera that's like this small. So like he is not on a cell phone like I am. Like he's just just like all smooth and everything.
Yeah. What we don't have like chain stores like that over here in Austin that have that much of a variety of that kind of like those toys that he was, featuring all that. I mean, I saw in there Rancid, the band Rancid. There was like if you look on the shelf whenever he's filming, I think he was at Ross, there was a Rancid, and I think it was the singer. I can't think of his name at the moment, but I think it was the singer from because I think I've seen him at at the Phi music stores, at the malls. They have those kind of just like really cool emo toys of like Alice Cooper or rock stars and things like that. I mean, there was such a variety of different stuff at that Ross that he was at. We don't have that kind of variety over here in Austin for some reason. So it sounds like I need to head down south, because even do you ever make it out to I see we go down that way every once in a while. What is the name of that flea market down there? Boosie's?
Bucky's? Bucky's not flea market. Bucky's
no. I think it's Boosie's. Buccees.
That's
or I mean not Bucky's. Sorry, I'm thinking of maybe it's Bussey.
There's the Trader's Village flea market here in San Antonio.
Well, it's in between San Marcos and New Braunfels, I think, somewhere in there.
I haven't been to a flea market out there. No.
Okay, there's a buddy of mine. His name's Joey Finds Toys. I think he's been down that direction towards Buda area and has been to a couple of those kind of things. But I see that flea market billboard every time we pass through there, and I always wonder how much
the last time I went to Austin. Oh man.
Wait a minute. We got. You haven't been to Austin in a while?
I can't even think.
You don't need to. There's nothing.
I mean, I travel for work, so maybe it was like last year. But like I'm working, so it's kind of different. So
yeah. You're not missing much anymore. It used to be
like
a cool
how
place.
fast I can get there and how fast I can get back, sort of thing. Yeah.
No doubt. We've got Miss Sunflower asking about if. Let me pull it up here.
That's a funny question.
Could we please discuss if Disney ruined Doug when they acquired the show and began making their own episodes? That's really interesting, because I was never aware that Disney bought Doug. I just remember him from Nickelodeon in the 90s. This was one of the ones we could talk about tonight. Doug was in my top 5, man, because I love Doug. So you're telling me, do you guys know anything about this? That Disney acquired?
I remember Doug quite well. When Disney, they started showing it on ABC, like on Saturday mornings. It was different. It was a different color. It was kind of, it was just different, like more, I don't know. It wasn't as charming as the original series.
So Disney did buy him out, apparently. I mean, so I was never aware of that. So I can't discuss whether they ruined it or not, because when they finally did, I probably had moved on from it as a youngling. I was born in '82, so I was there when this originated on Nickelodeon, and then probably, like I said, moved on from it from there. But Sunflowers, I don't know. I mean, do you guys? So do you think it kind of ruined it, Daniel?
It was very different. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't the same charming show that it originally was. I think the original show was much more simpler and much more simple and much more personal, and the other ones were kind of just like Flash, sort of. Okay,
there you go. Well, there you go, Sunflower. I hope that answers your question. People saying what's up to each other up in the chat. Let's see.
So is Nightbot an actual bot?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, it looks like it's talking crap to somebody.
That's what. If you want to talk to Nightbot, you can @ Nightbot, but you got to be careful, because Nightbot's a little snarky.
I was like, what is it? You don't want none?
Yep. Tina, answering to the question of what was the name of Napoleon's pet llama. Tina, eat your food. Come on. That's the best, man. Speaking of, we haven't done this one in a minute. Oh, here you go. Your very first Power Ranger trivia question. Okay. I know you're going to know this one. This is easy. Who is the loving juice bar owner in Power Rangers? If you know the answer, Power Rangers gurus out there, type it in the chat and type it in the comments, because we want to know. Because I still haven't spoiled it. I don't even know. I really don't know. Who is the loving juice bar owner in Power Rangers? I remember him. I don't even know. Did he make it through season 3 at least, or did he continue on in the series? Do you know?
I think
Dang.
No, I don't think. Well, maybe he was in Zeo a little bit. I don't know. The actor passed.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
but I think it was a little bit after Power Rangers. So I remember him mostly from Mighty Morphin. He may have been because Zeo. He definitely wasn't in Turbo. He may have been the very beginning of Zeo. If not, he wasn't in Zeo.
Was he at the juice bar? Did they continue using the juice bar? In the series?
They would just have people running it. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. So let's talk about a little bit of our Nickelodeon. So we're kind of sprinkling them in here, right? But I want to talk about one of the first ones that I really enjoyed as a kid. I would rush home every day to go check out this show. It was called Guts. Did anybody ever watch Guts, the kids action sports show on the afternoon, where it was basically a little bit of a upgraded from Double Dare?
I feel like I remember it. Yeah.
So, believe it or not, that's Mike O'Malley. He was in My Name is Earl. He was in all kinds of stuff, man. It looks like this is where he got to start from. But yeah, they would do all kinds of stuff like on bungee cords.
Yeah.
Shooting, they had like little Nerf guns and things like that they would use to shoot the arrows. Basketball, all kinds of fun stuff, man.
Kind of like a kid's rip-off of American Gladiator.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a better way to describe it for sure. And at the end, what they would do was climb this giant mountain called the Aggro Crag, and whoever was the one to win it won a piece of the Aggro Crag, like this winner here. And speaking of the Aggro Crag, I gotta ask you, do you have it? Guts. Oh, we got a piece of the Aggro Crag right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, did you eBay that or did you win that?
I eBayed the heck out of this thing, man. Yeah. So this is basically a piece of styrofoam. Yeah. So it's all a painted styrofoam, but it's a great conversation piece. It's a little big, as you can see.
Yeah.
But it's still a fun, nostalgic piece. Does anybody else out there remember Guts? Let me know in the comments. Give me one, guys. What's one that you guys really enjoyed as a kid?
For me, it was Rugrats. Like, that was...
Rugrats!
I remember I watched that every day for... It was 5 to 6 o'clock, before we had dinner. I would watch that.
There you go. Rugrats. Did you have a favorite character in Rugrats?
Well, it's Tommy Pickles with his screwdriver in his diaper.
Oh, yeah.
Someone gave my daughter, I think she had a little... toy screwdriver or something like that, and she was holding on to it. I was like, look, there's Tommy Pickles trying to get out of her pack and play.
Yeah, Tommy was he was obviously the leader.
Yeah.
And like the Indiana Jones, he always knew how to get out of that. It was so funny. I still go back to that very first episode, man. It's where it was Tommy's birthday, was episode 1. And they escape out of there. He's got his little, like you said, he's got his little screwdriver, and he wiggles his way out, picks the lock, and all that fun stuff. It was great stuff. So 2 fun facts about that show. Do you know who did the voice of Tommy?
E.G. Daily.
Oh, is that her name?
Yeah.
What else was she in? Let the audience know. Who else was she in?
I feel like she was in... I remember she was in that show, Happy Feet. Or the movie.
But she was an actual actress.
Yeah.
In a live action movie of a very popular Tim Burton flick in the late 80s. Who knows? Does anybody else know?
I mean, I can think of the movie, but I don't know what she did in the movie.
We're talking about Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I figured.
Yeah, she was... who was it? Who was the girlfriend in Chad? Who was the girlfriend's name? What was her name? Do you remember? In Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Was it Donna?
Dottie.
Dottie, yeah.
I'm a rebel, Dottie. I'm a loner, Dottie. I'm a rebel. Yeah, she did the voice of that, and she was also in The Devil's Rejects. So believe it or not. Yeah, man. Yeah, she's a great actress. I used to confuse her with the same girl who does the woman who does what is she in? She's in Teen Titans Go. She does Raven. They look very similar in real life. They could be sisters.
Oh, she was Buttercup too in Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, that's right. She was Buttercup. Yep. Oh, welcome back, Wanda.
Watching Rugrats now, all I can think is just like, man, those kids are like not supervised at all. Like,
yeah. They go,
no one is watching those kids ever.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. They go on. I mean, that's literally how it was, right? When we were growing up, we really didn't need supervision. We figured it out.
I was actually watching a TikTok not too long ago, and they were showing a clip from Rugrats, and I sort of remembered it when I was watching it, but I don't think I realized it when I was a kid. And Tommy was talking about how the first time he met his mom, and he said the first time he met his mom, he was like in this plastic box thing. And that he remembered he was scared, but then he remembered his mom's hand came in and he felt better. And they show it, and you realize he was born premature, and he was in NICU.
What in the world?
Yeah, so they were showing it like he was in the NICU.
What a trip, dude.
And I was like, dude, that's like, oh, it hits you like in the heart. It was like, man, Tommy almost didn't make it. You know what I mean? So
you would think they would be more supervisional after that, but obviously
reality. I mean, they had a character whose mom died. Chucky's mom wasn't there. She had died, and they talked about that. So,
oh yeah, I guess they did.
Yeah,
I guess they did. I forgot about that. Yeah. So Chucky's mom wasn't in there.
No,
really?
She had died before the show started.
Oh,
they did an episode where like he was like trying to remember her and stuff like that.
That must have been their tote to Disney movies, because all the moms always die in all the Disney movies. Oh man.
You having Bambi flashbacks?
yeah, exactly. Well, it's all of them, right? There's no moms in any Disney movies.
Well, there's plenty of moms now. So
Ernie, what are we talking about? Ernie, who's Ernie?
That's the owner of the juice bar.
Oh, there you go.
The juice bar is actually called Ernie's Juice Bar.
There you go. I'm glad. See, now I know. See, I didn't know. I was just like, who are these guys talking about? Because I didn't do my research. Well, cool. Awesome. Very good. Ernie.
Way to prep, Sean, instead of napping.
No, I love finding out for myself too. This is great. This is exciting. You're getting the real life perspective reaction here. That's what we got going on. Demoose, if you got to type that exclamation point up in there if you want to get your weather going on. There you go. Weather in Colomna. I don't know where's Colomna. Where do you think that's at?
Wyoming.
Oh man, 37 degrees. Wind is blowing in the southwest at 10 miles per hour. Humidity at 93%. There you go. Let's see. And here we go.
Fascinating weather update. I'm gonna get out of here. I need to take a shower. My eyes are killing me, and got a long day tomorrow. But I'll keep you on in the background. Daniel, it was nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you, man.
I'll hit subscribe for you.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you later. We're talking about hitting up San Antonio or where is it, Sean? Where's that?
Yeah. I liked your retro. What's it called? Retro.
Oh, Retromania.
Yeah, Retromania. We may go hit that up, man.
I will be there, probably in a professional capacity there. So I'll see y'all there.
Cool, man.
Right.
Well, we'll come by and say hello.
We'll probably may see you there, and I'm gonna go take a shower because I'm old.
I took a shower before.
Go to bed.
You're good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Chad. Appreciate it. That's my big bro. That's my big bro. Anybody else wants to join the panel? The link is pinned at the top. So feel free to join in. We've got plenty of other spots. We're talking about Nickelodeon stuff, guys. We're talking about Nickelodeon. Sunflower says in 1996 of February, the Walt Disney Company, having closed on its purchase of ABC earlier this year, purchased Doug in a multi-billion-dollar deal with Jenkins and Campbell. The deal involved buying Jumbo Pictures and signing them to 5-year contracts with stock options to be Disney executives. Interesting. Really interesting. Huh. I was not aware of that. But now I am.
thought ABC was part of Disney, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Speaking of ABC, we started watching Holy Moly. It's like a, you know what Wipeout is? It's like mini golf mixed with Wipeout. It's really funny. Season 2 just dropped on Netflix. And because I remember when season 1 came out, I was like, this is not for me at the moment. But we just kind of put it on the other night. Season 2 started, and Rob Riggle, him and that other guy commentator, he's probably an official golf commentator. Those guys were just cracking me up, man. So shout out to Rob Riggle and Holy Moly, because those guys crack me up. Good people, man. If you haven't checked it out, check it out, man. It's pretty funny. Let's talk about another Nickelodeon show. So you got that. Do you remember this one here? Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yep.
I was watching this before we got on the stream tonight, man. Just kind of getting pumped up, ready for it. You know, this was my education, dude, because I learned so many little stories about history from this show.
That was like a hard show. Like that. I remember thinking, like, there's no way I know any of these answers for this stuff.
Yeah, and it's funny because the guy Omak, he tells you the whole story all in one, and you're like, I guess you're supposed to be paying attention, you know. So it's a history lesson, and then they do the trivia questions, but it's multiple choice, right? Whenever they're doing the steps of knowledge, and then at the end, what cracks me up is that Omak's temple is really difficult. It's a really difficult course.
Yeah.
And he spends a solid minute, I kid you not, talking about, well, you'll go through the temple gates, and then you go down through here, and you go up through here, and then you need to go through here. And he tells you, and the whole camera is just panning the whole time for a solid minute. And I'm going, how can anybody remember where to go on this show, man? But really fun. Really, did you like this show too? It sounds like,
yeah,
right?
I like this show. I remember thinking the medallions they got looked like cookies.
Oh, they sure did. They sure did, man. Oh, that's funny. Demoose, not where I'm at. That's strange. Thanks, Luis. Are you having fun? Make sure you subscribe for more fun times ahead. Tonight we are visited by the special guest, the legacy of nerd, Mr. Daniel himself. We appreciate you being here, sir. I did want to ask you another Rangers question, though. Who was your first Power Rangers interview?
The very first one it wasn't the first one uploaded, but the very first one was Patrick David. No, it was actually Roger Velasco, who was Carlos. He was the Green Turbo Ranger and the Black In Space Ranger. That was the very first one. Yeah.
Spell that for me, Velasco.
Roger Velasco's Velasco.
Okay, Power Rangers. There we go. Let's look up this guy. Let's see. This dude right here, huh?
Yep.
Your very first one. Okay.
Yep. So it wasn't the first one that came out because it was longer. I had more time to edit it, but it was kind of cool. I remember I was like really nervous, and so we got done with the interview, and he was like, "Cool, man. Like, how long you been doing this?" I was like, "You're the first one." And he's like, "Oh, okay." Like, he didn't realize like I was starting with him. So yeah, that was my first interview.
That's awesome, dude. Really fun.
My last interview was with Steve Cardenas, which was
I watched that one.
Yeah.
What a cool dude. So he's from your hometown.
Yeah, he's from here. Local boy.
Yeah, that was a great interview, dude. Yeah, I like you got your notes with you and everything, and that's awesome. You got the connections to sit down, actually spend time with these celebrities and people. And you know what I like about it is every one of these people that you talk to, they all seem like cool, just chill people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No egos or anything involved. You know, so I really like that about. So I am officially a on board with the Power Rangers crew here, man. So thank you for doing the time and effort and research and be, you know, it can't be easy, man. It's like I don't know how you do it, but you're able to make these connections and set up the time and say, hey, we're going to sit down here with the camera. You got time. I mean, because there's celebrities coming in, and the fact that they take time out of their day to come sit with you. And because I never see that. I see people vlogging all the time that you go up and you pay your $60 to get in a picture with them, and they do a quick little, hey, so what do you think about this? They do their quick little phone interview with them, but I never see what you're doing, with these people. So that's awesome, dude. That's really cool what you're doing. So
thank you, man.
Yeah, you bet, bud.
Link just calling him. Yeah.
Say that again.
It's General Kenobi's comment there on the
bottom. Let's see.
It's at the very bottom, though.
Very bottom. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up. Here. SpongeBob was the best. My favorite Nickelodeon show is Jimmy Neutron. Oh yeah, I don't think I watched Jimmy Neutron. Did you ever watch Jimmy Neutron?
I watched a little bit. I mean, that came out when I was a bit older. I think it was like 12, 13 when they came out, and I was like, when I was watching my little brother sort of thing, like he'd be
okay,
and so I'd watch it with him, sort of, because your little brother always has the TV. I'm sure you always had the TV, but
no, my brother, yeah, he bogarted that thing because we're only 3 years apart, so it was always his way or the highway. I could whine and cry all I wanted to, but he was just like, man, he could tune me out. No big deal.
I think I was the one. I was like, what are you gonna watch? Like, all right, we'll watch that. It's fine. Like, sort of thing.
Yeah. But, Angry Beavers. Oh man, how about that?
Remember that? And Cat Dog.
Oh yeah. There you go, man. Angry Beavers. Those were fun.
That show. I liked that show.
I remember it vaguely. I don't remember any of the comedy relief in it. I just remember watching it and
so I'm gonna say something controversial here, and people will probably get mad at me in the chat or on rewatch, but I was not a big Ren and Stimpy fan. I did not really like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
was not my thing.
Not your thing?
Yeah.
What anything in particular about it? It was just too dark for a kid show, right?
I think it wasn't funny to me, and then it was just always like boogers and farts and stuff, like, what I mean? And that wasn't really my comedy. That really never been my comedy so much. So
okay.
That was not me. I know a lot of people like swear by it and love it, and
I do want to talk about it though, because I enjoyed it only because we're going to get into two topics here. One is Snick. Did you ever watch Snick?
Yep, I remember Snick, yeah.
The big red couch on Saturday nights, dude. Saturday nights,
yeah.
That's it, man. Saturday night was my jam. I even started early at 5 o'clock. I think 5 o'clock, Clarissa Explains It All. Maybe Rugrats started at 5. And then Clarissa Explains It All. Yeah. And then I forget what happened from 6 to 7. But Snick started at 7 p.m. on Saturday nights. And it was something like Roundhouse or All That. But at 8 o'clock, Ren and Stimpy would come on. And I remember it like it was yesterday. My parents had a waterbed. And they would be in the living room watching the HBO Saturday night movies. You remember HBO Saturday night movies?
Yep, that was their premiere night, yeah.
Yep, that's it. And on that really cool introduction of that flying through the little city. Yep. And then I always thought it was cool how it rounded around. Was it the O or the B or the H? I forget what it did. It wound up going through this tunnel thing. I just a really fun nostalgic thing. While everybody was in there watching that, I was on their bedroom at the foot of their waterbed watching Snick. And Ren and Stimpy would come on, and like you said, yeah, they had those really gross like close-up shots of like the inside of your tooth. And all the little nerve endings and that kind of stuff. But I remember cracking up. I didn't really get it as a kid, but I get it now as an adult. All the stuff like Powdered Toast Man and Yak. What else is on here? One person I do have to give a shout out to. This right here. I'm going to blow it up full screen because it is worth a look. All right, so what rolls downstairs and over rolls over your neighbor's dog. It's log. It's log. It's big. It's heavy. It's wood. So it's log from Blammo was one of their commercials.
Yeah.
And if you, I know you never really make it up this way, but there's a place called Bat City Toys where I picked this up for. Shout out to Bat City Toys. Shout out to Gino, the owner of Bat City Toys. Really great guy. But he was selling this item. This is Log from the Ren and Stimpy show. And it's really cool because the design of it, you can pop the plastic part and it just kind of folds down. That way you could still keep the display. You don't have to like rip off the plastic pieces of it.
That's
right?
cool, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I loved about it was that it's just a log, right? The detail and the sculpt on it is done by Pickman Vinyls. If this guy is super talented, he's locally here in the Austin area, and he does stuff like he was able to get the licensing for this from Ren and Stimpy. Obviously, he's got Ninja Turtles licensing, and he made I guess there was a obscure character called exit solo. So there was an obscure character called what was he? What was he called? I missed it. It was some kind of creature. Obviously. Well, let me just pull him up real quick. I gotta find. Anyways, he made this obscure character, sculpts him, and let me just pull him up here, man, because he's worth a look. You guys got to check this guy out. Pickman Vinyls. Where you at? Talk amongst yourselves. I'm getting perclimped. Pickman Vinyls. Check this dude out. Shout out to you, man. You've got some really cool stuff. It's Pickman Vinyls. He's got some really great 80s culture stuff coming out. This is something from The Thing. John Carpenter's A Thing. Apparently this is a vintage toy there, but he's sculpting this kind of stuff. Do you know what this is? Do you know who these characters are?
I'm assuming Wolfman, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Mm-hmm. From what movie? Can you picture it?
Man and Creature.
So it's from the Monster Squad.
I don't remember Monster Squad.
If you've never seen the Monster Squad, you got to see it. It's a fantastic 80s movie with all these classic Universal monsters in it, but in an 80s fashion. It's about these kids who have this club called the Monster Squad, and next thing you know, these 4 or 5, classic monsters show up in their town, and there's something that they're trying to do, right? But Frankenstein kind of gets lost and kind of becomes their friend, just like you think Frankenstein would. You know what I mean? It's a great movie. If you've never seen it, check it out. But Pickman Vinyls, this guy right here, what is this called? This is called The Creep. Apparently, this was a character in the Ninja Turtle universe.
Huh.
And he created a glow-in-the-dark version, and he sculpted this. So this is the kind of stuff he does, man. He does all this kind of fun stuff. Really nice guy. Oh, this is another 80s throwback. I recognize this. This is called The Wheelers. This is from a movie called Return to Oz. It was the sequel to The Wizard of Oz. You remember that one?
Movie? Yep.
Yeah. So this is The Wheelers. I mean, this is kind of like, here's the log right here. Boom. There you go. He's got all kinds of different ones now. He's got real moss. Real moss beard. I mean, it's just so silly, man. Like, I mean, yeah, here you go. Here it is in full form. So here's The Creep. I mean, how talented is that, man? I wish I could do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, shout out to him. I hope you're feeling better. I know he was dealing with cedar fever like the rest of us are right now over here in Texas, Central Texas. But yeah, for sure, man. There you go. What happened to the Rugrats sequel? Says I don't know.
They did like a sequel series, like all grown up. I don't think it lasted very long. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to watch it. I couldn't get into it, man.
Yeah, it was different.
Godzilla versus Bambi. Oh, General, you mean all grown up? Here we go. Elizabeth Daily played Pee Wee Herman's girlfriend, Dottie. There you go, Elizabeth Daily. Good job. You nailed it too, man. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Who knows what we were talking about back then? I'm so behind. I love Hey Arnold. Oh, yeah, Hey Arnold was great. That's another great one.
Got to meet some of the voice actors for Hey Arnold.
Oh, that's cool.
I did a con called CadaverCon. I was hosting panels, and I didn't host their panel, but I got to meet some of the voice actors and got to hang out with them after. It was pretty cool.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yes, Sunflower, there is a reboot of Rugrats. It's really, really great animation. There's a little bit of more edgy stuff to it. I remember watching it with the kids, and there's a scene where the grandpa, they're trying to set him up on an online dating app. And this guy shows up at the house with flowers, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I haven't done anything like that since college." And I'm like, "What in the world am I watching here?" Yeah, dude. And of course, I had to turn that off for the kids. I got 2 boys. I got a 9 and a 6-year-old. Yeah. And you're a father too yourself, right?
Yeah.
How many kiddos? 1?
No, just
2?
1. Yeah.
How old?
She's 1. She just turned 1.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, you're still in the, I don't know what you call that, but it's still 1 year. Yeah. You still got a lot of fun years ahead of you, man. You're going to love it because you're going to get to share all this stuff with her, all that fun stuff. So really
kind of why that's actually like my name. That's the Legacy of Nerd. So I didn't have a name for like a month or 2 on my channel. So
oh yeah,
I was trying to think of a name, and I kept on joking like she's my legacy, like she's my legacy, and so it she's the legacy of nerd. So a lot of people call me Legacy, like my nickname, but she's Legacy. I'm the nerd. So
there you go. Well, there you go. Now you got the legacy to pass it on, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's great, man. So is this a comment we were talking about?
Yeah, that was Walter Jones. He, I work with someone that he works with as well.
I see you teamed up with them.
Yeah,
right.
And so Fanware is now an official sponsor.
Okay.
And Walter was getting ready to launch his first single, like his first song that he's ever released, and they called me and they were like, "Hey, he was like, do you want to do an interview?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Can you do it like in 15 minutes?" And I was like on the way picking up my daughter, and it's like rush hour traffic, and I was like,
"Oh man!"
I was like, "I could be home in an hour. Is that okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's fine." I was like, "Okay." So I get back, I get like all hearty and everything, and just like, then it's just the original Black Ranger, Walter Jones, just hanging out on my.
How about that?
Yeah,
yeah.
Cool.
I signed up for the giveaway, and I saw his first video, his first free video on the, I guess it's the premium club or whatever it's called.
It's a membership. So they do free stuff for everyone, but the membership is what gives you more access to like the exclusive content. The one thing that they did a lot around Once and Always, I was trying to figure out why my eyes are bothering me. I guess it's the cedar fever. Now that I think about it, they did like town hall meetings like for Austin and Walter Jones. So like you could like get on Zoom calls with them and stuff like that. Like it was pretty cool. And then it just opens you up to more giveaways also. So like last year they gave away I don't know if you're familiar with the 30 figures. So basically they give away an entire team of Power Rangers in 30. These are like $500-$600 sets, and they're like given away each month to members. And so they do a lot of cool stuff like that with the Power Rangers community, and I've teamed up with them and to help let people know about it. But they also have other hubs as well. Like they just signed a new client with Teen Wolf, and then Big Time Rush. I'm not too familiar with Big Time Rush. I never watched Teen Wolf. I think I watched a little bit, and then so there's other fandoms that they're getting into as well.
That's cool, man. That sounds really fun. The chat. Oh, you know what? Before we get into that, let's do one more. Let's do another. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're having fun, ladies and gentlemen. But who played the Green Goblin in the 2002 box office smash Spider-Man? I know these are kind of easy.
Oh, that's it.
If you I could take it up a notch. So who played the Green Goblin in 2002 box office smash Spider-Man for the next movie trivia? Here you go. Which Power Ranger is the one that always is able to invent and fix things? If you know the answer, drop that in the comments and the chat. I know you know that one.
Yeah.
I follow him. Do you watch his live streams? He's been doing them all like every night. Pretty much.
He's been doing a lot of them. I caught a couple of them. He goes on for like an hour and a half. He's pretty engaging. Yeah, so. He
is cool, man. He's always trying. You always see him trying to get off. He's like, "Well, I gotta go, guys," and then he'll keep reading comments and stuff. He's just like a really cool dude, man. Have you got to meet him yet?
Just that was like when I was first starting, but that was just briefly, like just met him in person, real thing. I had a chance, I just didn't get in time, sort of thing. Yeah,
Nice guy.
it was. I mean, it was brief. It was a couple of seconds. He was nice. Yeah.
That's cool. The Chad is saying I ripped off the heads of all my GI Joes and had to monitor you playing with my toys. Oh, okay, okay. Well,
Yeah, I have a whole stack of Joes right there, all hidden, of the classified figures.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I was exposed to
be buying.
I was exposed to a lot of scary movies as a kid. I was desensitized, I'll just say.
Yeah.
And my dad had a vice grip, and I would, create horror movies with my toys. Right? I was right. I'll never forget it because it was right when Aliens the toys came out. Because those things look crazy creepy, right? The Aliens toys with all the different types of aliens. I never even knew there were different kinds of aliens. There was like the ape alien and all these other ones, right? Well, I would take my GI Joes, or according to Chad, they were his. I would take the vice grip and I'd pop their heads off. but I would pop them off to where it would just cut off those little bitty notches on the side. You ever taken off a head of a GI Joe? They got little ones. Yeah, the old ones they've got little bitty notches that kind of keep their heads in for the pivot. Anyways, it would knock those off so you can put them on and take them off, put them on and take them off. And so, of course, I'd be playing horror movies with those little things. And so that's probably what he was referring to. Beavis and Butthead, that's not Nickelodeon. You know what it is? Salute Your Shorts. What a fun show. You remember that one?
I do.
That was a really cool one. Can't wanna. I think I tried to watch. I watched the first season and it was great. And then I recently tried to watch season 2, and I'm like, I don't remember all this. It just kind of changed.
Yeah.
So
I think I had a couple of different cast members on season 2.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep. Damn, I'm old, says the Moose. Hey guys, if you're liking what you're watching here, we can't stream movies and TV shows, but if you like to watch that kind of stuff, like I watch a lot of Are You Afraid of the Dark on my Twitch. If I would do that a lot, so make sure you go and follow me. It's twitch.tv/real life perspective. So if you want to come join me sometime, that way you'll be notified, and follow me on Instagram, and I'll post flyers and things like that whenever I'm getting ready to go live on my Twitch, because you can't really get notifications on Twitch for when, like, you can't schedule something. You know what I mean? Yeah. I haven't figured it out to where you can schedule something where it's just once somebody goes live, you get a notification sometimes, that kind of thing. But SpongeBob was a little wacky for Sunflowers. Sandy Cheeks was.
I've never watched an episode of SpongeBob ever.
Really?
No, I've never.
I hold SpongeBob near and dear to my heart because when I first started dating my now wife, her sister is about 10 years younger than us. And we had gotten to this, like young couples do, we got into this big argument because I was living in South Austin and she was living way up in North Austin. I came and picked her and her sister up. And we drove all the way over to Round Rock. We were going to try to watch The Incredibles when it first came out on the theaters. Well, it was sold out there. This was back before you had, like, internet on your phones, right? And so we had to drive everywhere just to make sure, where things were playing. So we drive all the way to Round Rock and it's sold out. And then she's like, well, let's just go back to Lakeline. I go, that was right next to your house. Why didn't we just go there in the first place, and anyway, so we got this big argument, and then her little sister sitting in the back seat, just kind of like awkward, like what's going on here? And we got the radio on. It's just awkward silence. And then "Love Is a Battlefield" by Pat Benatar comes on. And we just started cracking up laughing because it was like it was perfect timing, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, we show up at the theater, and sure enough, at the Lakeline Mall movie theater, it's sold out too at The Incredibles there as well. And so what we wound up saying, let's just go watch the SpongeBob movie. And I tell you what, that movie, I've got so much nostalgia for that because it was such a moment with me, my wife, and my sister-in-law. So I love all three of those movies, part 1, part 2, and part 3. They're fantastic because I don't know, I like them. But the show is pretty good too. There was a few good episodes as well, but the movies are even better. So if you get a chance, especially with your youngin, she'll dig those, the colors and everything. Let's see what else we got here. Rocco's Modern Life. Yes. I didn't watch a lot of it either, but yeah, that was a fun one. Don't whiz on the electric fence. Thank you, Sunflowers. That was another great part of Ren and Stimpy. Another one of them was just yeah, dude, that was great stuff. Clarissa Explains It All was great. Yep, at least it had parents. Do you have a number one? Oh yeah, Return to Oz. You got a number one Nickelodeon show that you just love, that you just have to go back and rewatch whenever you get a chance?
I mean, it's probably Rugrats. I went back and watched the Paramount Plus stuff. You know what I mean?
There you go.
I still think that's the one that sticks out the most to me. When I think of Nickelodeon, that's what I think of.
That's awesome, man. Look, Mid-TN Geek joining the Real Eye Perspective Show. Welcome, young man. Hope you're doing well. He's another one from your community. Yep. I reached out to him. He's dropping answers already, man. Willem Dafoe, did a video about it.
He's a huge Spider-Man fan.
Oh, really? Okay, well, that's good to know. Billy Cranston. Why do I know that name?
Because that's the name of the Power Ranger that invents all this stuff.
Oh, is that his last name? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Awesome. Typing real up in there. It should be dropping. Oh, no. Get rid of the parentheses. Just type in real. It could be all lowercase. Yeah, there you go. William. Oh, we're getting official up in here.
Yeah,
people. We're getting William Billy Cranston. Hey, Matt. And then there you go. There we go. It should be popping up here. Hey, in Clueless, what character said, "You're a virgin who can't drive"? If you know the answer, you know where to put it. Just don't say "bend over" and I'll show you.
Oh, okay. And then I know the actress. I can't think of the character name.
Oh, yeah. You got to know the character name if you know the answer. In Clueless, what character said, "You're a virgin who can't drive"? Yeah,
that's your clue. I just can't think of a real name or a character name. Rest in peace.
What's the actress's name?
Brittany Murphy.
Yep. I saw her on, I think it was just a random YouTube video the other day, or maybe it was Instagram, where she was walking through Blockbuster. Did you see that one?
I haven't seen that one. No.
It's just her back in the, I guess, probably early 2000s or whatever. And she was, yeah, man. I think Mr. Mid-TN Geek's got it. Make sure to check out Mid-TN Geek over at his YouTube channel, guys. Really nice fella.
Bringing back King of the Hill, too. I wonder how they're going to deal with that, with her not being there.
That is, there's so many people gone from that show. Well, not so many. I guess just one, right?
Well,
Tom
Petty, right? So.
Yeah, Tom Petty and Luann's gone.
And Dale Gribble's voice died.
Oh, yeah, he's gone too.
I like a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that's right. He was a great. So have you seen that guy? I think his name's Dan America. He does the best King of the Hill impressions, man. He's fantastic. And he's literally sitting there in front of a fence. And go look him up on Instagram. Dan America, I think it's his name. Or just look up Hank Hill, on Instagram, something like that. Yep, there you go. Dropping answers. Oh, so we got a fan of the trivia. Let me do one more here, and then I'm going to get to the finale here of Are You Afraid of the Dark? I know everybody's probably getting tired. I don't want to force it too much, but let's see. What's a good? Oh, well, this is an easy one. Nah. I'm going to find you a good Power Rangers one here. How about? Oh goodness. Okay. Who are the first original Power Rangers? Who give all their names? If you can list them all out, bonus points. Bonus points if you can even add their surname, like William, Billy. Good job. Good job, Wanda. I don't remember watching Clueless. I don't think that I did.
Gosh, Wanda. Clueless.
You've got to watch Clueless. Paul Rudd was first starting out, man. Ant-Man first starting out.
Right after his Halloween movie.
That's right. He was in that Halloween. I remember that. what was before that? What was his first?
Halloween was his first movie.
Well, not movie, commercial.
Ooh, I don't know commercial.
You don't remember the commercial?
I like Folgers or something. It's always
classic 80s commercial. He was in one of the original Nintendo commercials.
Really?
Man. Yes.
That makes sense.
yeah, for sure. Mid-teen geek. I'm gonna say mid-Tennessee.
Oh, he's want character or actors' names. He's about to bust out.
Bonus points if you want to name out all of their, their real names too. You're not gonna hurt my feelings.
I think he's met every one of the originals.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I haven't met all the originals, so.
That's cool.
I haven't met the Pink Ranger.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical to meet like if I ever met Austin St. John.
He's nice. I met him. I met him last year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. He's nice.
I've seen some interviews with him where he just doesn't look happy. you know,
and that's really interesting because you say that because that was like my, I interviewed the In Space cast, right, and then I interviewed him like a week or 2 weeks later, so he was like my 6th interview, right? So ever, and so we get there, and he's really personable in the signings. Obviously, he doesn't like scurries you off. Like he sits there and he talks to you. You know what I mean? Like you get time with him, right? So I was talking to him. And I was like, "Hey man, would you be interested in doing an interview?" And he was like, "Oh man," he's like, I'm here until the last person. I was like, "Oh okay, I can understand." I was like, "I can hang around, but if not, that's cool. I understand, right?" And he's like, "Dude," he's like, "when we're done, just hang around. Can you hang around?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we hang around, and he asked, he was like, before we started, and he was like, "Hey, like, how long was the interview?" I was like, "Hey, most of them I do, like, I try to do 5 to 7 minutes. Like, I don't want to. We're trying to get the information that you want to get out to, and then that way I'm not wasting your time, or keeping you or whatever, And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, "Okay, cool." We sat there and talked on camera for 20 minutes. Like,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and that was all him talking. Like, this was me talking very little, like interviews should be, right? So, and I couldn't believe, because I think at that time I looked at interviews beforehand, and he's kind of just like, you guys are asking the same questions and stuff like that, and so I kind of made it a different structure, but still something that people would want to see, right? And I mean, I guess it worked. So he's still he may be my 2nd longest interview now. I had another Ranger. He told a really good story about Jason David Frank, but he gave me a good 20 minutes, which was not anything I asked for. And that's how I got actually involved with the fan work community and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Well, that's good to know, man, because you see interviews and you make your assumptions and that kind of stuff, and then so it's nice to hear from from an actual real perspective of it. You know what I mean? So that's good to know, man.
I know a lot of people have opinions about him and stuff like that, especially like recent drama and
I know about that stuff.
And then even like the court case and stuff like that. But like, and that's why I was kind of like, I was really like, I didn't know how to expect from him. But when you meet him, like, it's the experience. He gives you the experience.
Oh wow! So you interviewed him while he was dealing with all that stuff?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well,
wow.
Not the latest stuff like this, but I was right after he got the court case. Yeah.
Yeah, that can't be easy, man. I mean, dealing with all that stuff and having to, put on a face for your fans. You know what I mean? Like, I mean that can't be easy. Because we're all human. They're all human. They put their pants on just like we do every day, and so they got their own problems just like we do. So yeah, I get it, man. So we're good, man. That's good. Thanks for sharing that, because that kind of gives me a different perspective for sure, man. King of the Hill was fantastic. I mean, I can't think of a better show.
I just went back recently and rewatched the whole thing, like within the year.
I
think I did it when I was on paternity leave. I rewatched the whole thing.
Nice, dude. We started rewatching it on Hulu not too long ago.
Yeah, that's right.
And we kind of dropped off, and we just kind of got busy, whatever.
I had a lot of sleepless nights. I rewatched Game of Thrones and King of the Hill. That's what I rewatched.
It's awesome. Overnight Delivery was a good one with Paul Rudd. I don't know that one.
I've never seen that. Yeah,
I gotta look that one up.
He's the real geek here.
Okay, well, there you go. We're glad to have you. Yeah, I was DMing with him the other night, asking him, "Hey man, come on the live stream if you want, man. Come kick it with us." And he seems like a really nice guy.
Yes.
It's good, and that's what I was telling him was that's. like that we can find like-minded individuals that, it's a safe place. We're not here for haters. We're not here to hate on things. We're here to enjoy, nerd fandom or whatever you want to call it.
Exactly.
We're just here to have a good time, man. And so that's really cool. Look at this, man. He's got it down. Look at this. Good job, man. Jason Lee Scott. Well,
she went Thomas Oliver.
She sure did. Tommy Oliver, William, Kimberly Hart. Did you have a favorite original Power Ranger?
Oh, that's Tommy. It's definitely Tommy.
Okay, now Tommy. Okay, who's Taylor Matt? Taylor Matt. Who's Taylor Matt? Wanda. Who are we talking about? Oh, here we go. Taylor. Thanks, Wanda. Taylor. I was blanking, even though I knew it. What are we talking? Oh, I missed it.
I was like, that's not even the original like pilot of the Yellow Ranger. I wonder what he's talking about there.
I missed it.
Yeah.
Austin St. John, Jason Scott. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. What are we talking about now? Sunflower. We just kind of pop back into. Yeah, that's just how the show rolls, man. You just kind of roll with it, right? You got a topic and you got your movie trivia, and then we just kind of spin off into our own rabbit holes.
Yeah.
My favorite one was, dude, it was Are You Afraid of the Dark? Hands down, because I'd sit there on that waterbed and I'd turn off all the lights, and right when that Ren and Stimpy theme song was ending with that really cool jazz music, I knew when those commercials started coming on that spookiness was about to hit me with that introduction to that Are You Afraid of the Dark? That and it still hits me to this day. I mean, when I go watch it on the Twitch, and it's so funny because I'll have guests on there with me sometimes, and some people that didn't grow up with this stuff, and they're like, dude, this is the lamest show ever, or they'll just be like Mystery Science Theater in it the whole time, and it's just
the show was like legitimately scary though, like especially when you're younger,
Yeah,
like I think of that doll episode, like the dollhouse one, like that one like freaked me out, dude. Like
I don't remember the dollhouse one.
So that was where like I guess a girl had been missing, and like I guess years later, like another girl either goes in the house and finds the dollhouse or something like that, but gets trapped in the dollhouse and is becoming a doll. And then she finds like the other little girl that's been missing, and she's already a doll. And like,
I tell you what, man, if I can get you on, I'll get you on the Twitch one of these nights with me, man. And we'll watch that. I don't remember that episode,
yeah,
so we'll have to watch that one together to bring back the nostalgia, dude. So we'll get you on that, because I call those my real life perspective late night shows. Where I turn off all the lights and everything, and we just kind of just vibe out on it, man. It's really fun stuff. But I really, really love this show. The first one I ever watched was Tella Laughing in the Dark. You remember that one? With the Zebo the clown.
I remember seeing that clown. I just don't remember the episode.
Yeah, it's called Laughing in the Dark. We'll watch that one too. They're only 20 minutes long.
I think I've watched most of them, but it's just the remembering what happened in them and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Zach's last name
Taylor. So she was saying so Mid Tennessee Geek. His name is Maddie. So she was saying Taylor. His name is Taylor Matt. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool. Right on.
You need a comma there, Wanda.
I was drawn on yeah, there you go.
Then the guy's name was Matt Taylor too, so it doesn't really matter.
Demu's still up in here. Well, it's my time. Work is getting to be early. Good night, Jen. It's been fun. Hey, Demus, thanks for popping in, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight, participating and all that fun stuff. Always good to have you, my friend. Have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. Let's see. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Freaked me out as a kid. See, there you go, man. See, I mean, freak. So that was an episode that you remembered. I never saw this one. I remember seeing.
I've never seen that picture though, or seen that face. So.
Yes, that face, but I never watched this one. See, this is one we got to watch together too. We could get scared together.
Remember there was one about swimming pool too. Like I vaguely remember one about swimming pool.
Yeah, I remember that one. There was something in the pool.
Yeah.
There was something swimming and chasing. One of my favorite ones is called The Tale of the Midnight Madness, and it's about a Nosferatu vampire basically. And the actor who plays
came out the movie screen.
Yes, and it's basically Last Action Hero. The plot's the Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
But that was one of my favorites because they're in this old theater. And have you ever played the 1994 PC Are You Afraid of the Dark game?
No.
Oh, you should go back on my YouTube and watch my replay. I've got a part 1 and a part 2 of the game. And it's so much fun. It's just click and point and directional. And I forgot how difficult those games are because there's so many interactive things.
Yeah.
And there's no direction on where to go. You know what I mean? You just kind of figure it out.
There's no map.
It's called The Tale of Orpheus Curse, and it's about a brother and sister who sneak out of their house to go look at this abandoned theater across from their parents' house or whatever. And they wind up sneaking inside and getting trapped by this ghost of this old magician. And things went awry because somebody put a curse on it, and none of the tricks worked. So people getting sawed in half got sawed in half, and the Houdini type character couldn't get out of the chains, that kind of stuff. So really, really fun game. If you're interested in watching the gameplay, go check it out. It's on my live section of my YouTube streams. But anyways. But yeah, that was my favorite. Are You Afraid of the Dark was definitely my favorite.
So not Nickelodeon, but I grew up watching, and I don't know why. Like I'm thinking about it now. I don't know why my parents let me watch it, but was Tales from the Crypt.
Yes.
I don't know why they let me. Like I remember watching that super young too, and yeah, I remember enjoying that. I remember there's some episodes I wasn't allowed to watch, but yep.
Oh yeah. There was a lot of nudity and things like that in those shows. Yeah. That we weren't supposed to. It was an HBO series.
Yeah.
And it's funny, you can't stream it anywhere. You can't. Weird. You have to buy the DVDs. And I have them here, and I plan on eventually getting to those once I'm ready to grow up a little. Maybe because I guess I was maybe a little bit older when I was watching those Tales from the Crypts. There were some really interesting episodes that I remember from there. So we'll have to hit those up on Twitch as well, man.
So I remember my parents even bought me because they came from the stories started off as like comic strips, right? And they bought me a collected edition of the comics, and the comics were way more messed up than the show were. And I remember thinking why? I remember it was I had to be 8 or 9 reading these things, and I'm reading them at night before I go to bed. It's the worst idea ever.
But they make for memories, and right? you gotta wonder if being exposed to this stuff at such a young age, we got desensitized to things. So I wonder how it benefited us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting exposed to such things, it was we knew it was fake. When my kids see something, we're such helicopter parents, we don't let our kids watch anything. My kids are not 9 and 6, and we don't even let them watch we didn't let them watch the Five Nights at Freddy movie, because there's apparently there's a girl who gets cut in half in the movie, and I'm like, what the hell, man? Kids can't watch that, and kids at his school will are watching it, and I'm like, I was just raised differently, Well, I was raised, I was watching all that kind of stuff as a kid, but to my kids, I don't want them exposed too early to it. So you got to find that happy medium where it's I don't know. You'll figure it out, man. There's no parent guide to it,
All my kid wants to watch right now is Miss Rachel. We tried everything this year when he wants to watch Miss Rachel. So
I don't know what that is.
It's just a YouTube kids child or baby show, really. So
okay. Oh, you know what? We let our kids watch Your Baby Can Read. It's a great one. It's just basically flashcards on the screen, and they repeat over and over. So it's memory, muscle memory and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Your Baby Can Read. It was a really great. We had the old DVDs to them, but then there's a free 20-minute episode that you could play over and over and over, and it gets them to kind of, just kind of start recognizing the words and things like that. That's really cool. Fun stuff. Yeah, it's cool stuff. Okay, my friend. Well, it's oh wow, it's 10:30. We're about we're rocking and rolling here. Let's call it a night, man. I want to thank you for coming on tonight, man. I really appreciate it, and everybody else for jumping on. Thanks for bringing your crew to the Real Life Perspective Show. Hopefully we can get you on again. Obviously, you're welcome anytime. But I'll keep you posted on future dates so is this kind of like the best time that works for you for the most part?
It depends right now.
Yeah.
I do work nights sometimes, so you gotta get with me and let me know.
Okay. Yeah. We'll figure it out, man. But I want to get with you on this Twitch stuff, man, so we can stream some of this. Are You Afraid of the Darks? I do the same thing. I do Paramount Plus, so I've got all that fun stuff, man. So awesome. I'm with you. But hey, man, thanks everybody for joining us tonight with the Real Life Perspective Show with special guest Legacy of Nerd. And also, I'm going to solo you really quick. Let everybody know where they can find you. Make sure you drop real in the chat, Daniel. And so everybody can click on your link and all that fun stuff and follow you. What else? Let's see. Tell everybody what you got going on coming up.
I never know what I have going on. I'm a day-by-day person on my channel, but some fun things coming up next year. I will be at Retromania for sure. Hopefully in a professional capacity. That'd be really cool. But I do need to do a review of my friend's comic book here. I don't have it in front of me, but I'll be doing that coming up eventually. Things that are also coming up next year, NostalgiaCon 2024 will be at the Henry B Convention Center. We're working very closely with that con and bringing that to San Antonio as well. And then, just you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, pretty much everything. You can follow me there, and my link, you'll find my Linktree on there, and you can find all your links there. So that's pretty much it.
Beautiful. Hey, man, well, thanks again for coming on tonight, and thanks for sharing all the stories and all the fun stuff, and hopefully we'll have many more to come, and we'll get some of your other crew on here. I know General Kenobi is interested, and is it Taylor? Yeah, Mid-Tennessee. He's interested in coming on as well. So we'll get all you guys on here, man. Let's start, and maybe I'll hop on next time you do a happy or open mic on one of your shows, that kind of stuff, and just kind of chat up with you guys. But hey, thanks again for joining us tonight, man. And we will catch all of you guys on the next show. This has been the Real Life Perspective Show. Favorite Nickelodeon cartoons. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you next year. Peace out, everybody. 2024 coming up. Laters.